Imagine for a moment you're trying to orchestrate this complex visual thing. Maybe you're managing multiple video sources, you know, media players, gaming consoles, maybe security cameras.
Right, lots of different inputs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you need to send them to different screens, maybe around your house or your business. Or, even trickier, combine them all into one huge display. It sounds like it could get messy fast.
Oh, it absolutely can. Without the right gear, it's a headache.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating piece of hardware. It's designed specifically to manage this complicated world of video and audio. It's the WolfPack 4K 60Hz seamless 4x4 HDMI Matrix Switch. Bit of a mouthful. It also has video wall and multi-viewer features.
Yeah, it packs a lot in.
So our mission today is really to unpack what this one device can do. We'll look at what seamless switching actually means in practice, how it handles that really crisp 4K resolution, and why things like video wall and multi-view support are, well, game changers for anyone managing multiple screens. We're basically pulling out the key stuff from the source info to give you a shortcut to understanding this hardware.
And yeah, our insights are coming straight from the product details for this WolfPack switch. The specific part number, for anyone looking it up, is HDTV 444K60. It's the kind of unit that really can become the central hub for pretty sophisticated AV setups.
Okay, great. Let's start with the basics then. For listeners who might know what a matrix switch is, but maybe not this specific type, what does that 4x4 part actually mean? How does it help with that problem of too many sources and screens?
Excellent place to start. So 4x4 is pretty straightforward. It means the device has 4 HDMI inputs and 4 HDMI outputs, usually HDMI 2.0 in this case.
Okay, 4 in, 4 out.
Right. So you can connect up to 4 different source devices. Think your Apple TV, your PlayStation, a PC, maybe a Blu-ray player. And then you can send the signal from any of those 4 sources to any of your 4 displays.
Any to any.
Exactly. Independently, too. So you could have source 1 going to screen 1, source 2 to screen 2, and so on. Or you could send source 1 to all 4 screens at the same time.
Okay. Total flexibility there.
Yeah, it's all about having complete command over where your video signals go.
Gotcha. Now, lots of devices switch signals, but this one specifically calls out seamless switching. You mentioned headaches earlier. I think we've all seen that jarring black screen when changing inputs. What does truly seamless mean here? Why is that so important?
Yeah, that's really where this device starts to stand out. You know, fast switching gets thrown around a lot, but seamless, that means exactly what you hope. Absolutely no black screen, no glitches, no flicker, no delay you can perceive.
It's
Pretty much instantaneous, yeah. The transition is smooth. Think about maybe a live presentation or a broadcast environment. You can't have those awkward pauses or blackouts.
right. It looks unprofessional, or could even be critical in some settings.
Exactly, like a control room monitoring security feeds. You don't want any interruption. So seamless isn't just a nice to have. It's often crucial for professional applications. It just elevates the whole experience.
That does sound like a huge improvement. Okay, so smooth transitions are covered. What about the picture quality itself? When we talk visual fidelity, what resolutions, what refresh rates can this handle? What does that mean for the image on screen?
It means really top-tier quality, especially for demanding visuals. This supports full 4K resolution, that's 340 by 2160 pixels, at a smooth 60 frames per second.
4K 60, that's the standard now for high-end, right?
It is. And critically, it supports it with YUV 4.4.4 chroma subsampling at 8-bit color.
Wow.
Now, without getting too technical, 4.4.4 means you're getting the full color information for every single pixel, which is especially important for things like computer text, graphics, detailed images. Cheaper formats like 4.2.0 compress color data, which can sometimes make text look a bit fuzzy or colors bleed slightly. With 4.4.4, it's perfectly crisp.
So maximum detail, maximum color accuracy.
Precisely. And to push all that data, it needs significant bandwidth. This one handles 18 gigabits per second, which is, substantial.
Wow. Okay.
And it's also backwards compatible, which is good. It'll still handle your older 1080p stuff, even 720p, or 4K at 30 Hz if needed, so your existing gear isn't suddenly useless.
That's good to know. So it's powerful switching, and it maintains really high signal quality. But you mentioned it does more than just routing. It has video wall and multi-view capabilities. How do those features change how someone might use their screens?
Right, these are the features that really unlock some creative uses. Let's take video wall processing first. This lets the unit take a single video source.
There's one input.
Yep, one input signal. And it can stretch that signal across multiple output screens, say a 2x2 grid of 4 TVs, so they act like one single giant display.
Ah, okay, like you see in stores or airports sometimes.
Exactly. Perfect for digital signage, maybe a big immersive display in a conference room, or even a really high-end home cinema if you wanted a massive screen effect. It turns separate displays into one cohesive canvas. And you don't need extra specialized processors usually, it's built in.
That sounds pretty powerful. And the other one, multi-viewer.
Right, multi-viewer function. This kind of does the opposite. Instead of one source on many screens, it lets you show multiple sources, different inputs, simultaneously on one single screen.
Okay, like picture-in-picture, but more advanced.
Yeah, think quad view, for example. You could have 4 different video feeds showing in 4 quadrants on your monitor. Imagine seeing, like, 4 security camera angles at once.
Or watching sports while keeping an eye on a news feed.
Exactly. Or for streamers managing multiple inputs or in control rooms monitoring different systems, it's about cramming more information onto one display efficiently.
That's a ton of visual flexibility from one box. Now, what about audio? It's often, forgotten, but crucial. You mentioned something about independent audio switching.
Yeah.
How's that different from usual?
It is often overlooked. And yeah, this unit handles audio quite cleverly. It has 4 3.5 millimeter analog audio inputs, which you can pair with your HDMI sources if needed. And then for outputs, it has 4 3.5 millimeter analog outs and 4 XPDIF digital audio outputs.
That's PDIF. It's a optical coaxial, right? For better sound systems.
Exactly. Gives you a clean digital feed for a dedicated AV receiver or soundbar. But the really cool part is the independent switching.
Right.
Meaning the audio doesn't have to follow the video. You could route the video from, say, input 1 to output 1, but route the audio from input 2 to the audio output connected to output 1's sound system.
Huh. Why would you do that?
Well, maybe you're watching a presentation video that's silent, but you want background music playing from a different source through the room's speakers. Or you want to extract the audio from a movie on input 3 and send just the audio to a high-end amplifier connected to a different output zone entirely. It gives you that separate control.
I see. So really granular control over both picture and sound. That is a hidden gem.
It really is. Adds another layer of flexibility.
Okay, with all these features, seamless switching, 4K, video walls, multi-view, independent audio, how do you actually control this thing? Is it complicated?
They've actually provided quite a few options, which is good. For quick, simple changes, there are physical buttons right on the front panel.
Okay, direct access.
Yep. Then there's a standard IR remote control included, for couch-based operation.
Convenient.
For more serious setups, it has RS-232 control. That's a serial connection often used in professional automation systems like Crestron or Control4.
Ah, for integration.
Exactly. And it also has TCP/IP control via a Web GUI, so you can connect it to your network and control it from a web browser on your computer or tablet.
Oh, nice. Network control.
And there's even mention of an app, likely for smartphone control, too. So lots of choices, depending on your setup and technical comfort level.
Seems very flexible. What about compatibility stuff, like
Yeah.
HDCP copy protection? Does it handle that okay?
Yeah, crucial point. It's HDCP 2.2 compliant. That's the latest standard needed for protected 4K content, like from streaming services or UHD Blu-rays. Without it, you just get a blank screen.
Right, the dreaded blank screen.
And it includes EDID management. EDID is basically how your source device and display talk to each other about what resolutions and features they support. Good EDID management helps ensure they handshake properly and you get the best possible picture automatically. It prevents a lot of compatibility headaches.
Okay, good. So it handles the modern standards.
Yeah.
Now, thinking practically, someone's considering buying this. What about, like, physical size, cable lengths, power draw?
Good practical questions. Physically, it's not huge. The specs say it weighs about 940 grams, so just under a kilo, around 2 pounds. And the dimensions are roughly 11 inches wide, 4.65 inches deep, and 1.73 inches high. So it'll fit reasonably well in a rack or on a shelf.
Not a monster, then?
No, pretty compact for what it does. Power consumption is listed as 22 watts max, which is quite efficient. It uses a 12-volt DC power supply, which is included.
Okay. And HDMI cable limits. 4K needs good cables, right?
It does. For the full 4K 60 Hz signal, they recommend keeping qualified HDMI cable runs to 10 meters, which is about 30 feet.
10 meters, 30 feet for 4K 60.
Right. If you're running lower resolution, like 1080p at 60 Hz, you can go a bit further, up to 15 meters, or about 45 feet. You definitely want to use good quality certified cables, especially for the 4K signals.
Makes sense. And you mentioned WolfPack as the brand. Do we know anything about the company? And the $1 million, well, maybe not million, the $850 question.
What price? Hey, right. Yeah, WolfPack is a registered trademark of a company called HDTV Supply, Inc. Apparently they've been around for 24 years, so quite established. They're in hdbaset.org. Approved Adopter HD-Base-T is another video transmission standard, often for longer distances. And they seem to have good ratings, noted as a top quality store rated by Google Shopping.
So, established company, good reputation, it seems.
Looks that way. And yeah, the price listed today is $850, and they mention it usually ships the same business day, which is always nice.
Okay, $850. So, putting it all together now, after going through all these features and specs, what does this actually mean for you, our listener? Who is this for? What problems does it really solve?
Well, I think if you find yourself juggling multiple high-res video sources, maybe for a really nice home theater or digital signage in a business, maybe a complex classroom or boardroom setup, even a control room or like a high-end gaming station with multiple consoles and PCs.
Right, anywhere screens and sources start multiplying.
Exactly. This device offers a really powerful way to centralize control over all that. It solves the problem of messy cabling, complicated switching, signal degradation, and those annoying delays or black screens. It simplifies things while adding advanced capabilities like the video wall and multi-view.
So it's about taming the complexity and unlocking new ways to use your displays.
That's a great way to put it. It turns a potential AV nightmare into a precisely controlled, visually impressive setup.
We've certainly seen how this WolfPack 4K 60Hz seamless 4x4 HDMI Matrix Switch is way more than just a simple box passing signals around. It's really an intelligent hub for video distribution.
Handles the high-res stuff beautifully, gives you those instant seamless switches, plus the advanced video wall and multi-view options. And the control flexibility is definitely a plus.
Yeah, it really paints a picture of how one piece of hardware can be the brain behind a complex AV system, taking potential chaos and turning it into something controlled and, well, visually stunning.
Absolutely. It streamlines the whole process.
So that brings us to a final thought. You know, we're seeing displays get higher resolution all the time, 8K is coming, and we just keep adding more source devices. Thinking ahead, how might a device like this, with this level of control and flexibility, change how we design, maybe, our public viewing spaces, or even our own homes in the future?
That's a fascinating question.
What kind of new creative uses could you imagine if you had this kind of precise, seamless control over multiple displays right at your fingertips? Something to think